this.
Holy shit, Kevin!
Wow. What?
You get this only nowhere else but the Kevin and Zach. Kevin, I'm not gonna lie.
Now we're not look at this. A carved penguin. There it is. There it is.
Oh no. Are the O's fine? Are the Orioles fine, Kevin?
It's so embarrassing. I'm so embarrassed.
Okay. The Orioles stole it. That game was stolen. It was stolen from them, then they stole it right back.
What?
Oh my god.
Wait, what's going on? What is happening?
What is going on? Was it a diving play? He bobbled the ball.
What is happening? Are they challenging it? No. Other wall. No.
Kevin, I don't know what you saw, how much you saw. I've been chugging champagne. Sure, I spilled a lot, but what a game, man.
He will be the legendary
Birdfish!
How about that?
Birdfish fans, stand up. We did it.
What can I say? What can I say? What can I say?
I mean, what a night. The Baltimore Orioles beat the Detroit Tigers 10. Two hands. Need two hands to count these runs. 10-1 behind, honestly, maybe the most complete game when you put it all together the Orioles have played this season. Probably, without a doubt, the most complete 1 through 9 the Orioles have played this season. I mean, Zach Eflin, take a damn bow. 6 2/3, 1 run. That's what we're talking about right now. Brian Baker and Gregory Soto. I mean, Gregory Soto mop up duty, but Brian Baker nails as always this season. I mean, bullpen does its job. Then the offense. I mean, hey, it started off just a simple Ramon home run, and it felt like maybe that was all you were going to get. Orioles started 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position. It felt like another one of those games where we were going to sit back and we were going to come on this show and talk about, well, the Orioles lost, but hey, here are all the opportunities they had. Orioles started 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position, finished 4 for 16, so 3 for their last 4. Seven-run 8th inning. I mean, let's talk about it. I mean, what a 8th inning for the Orioles. In the 8th, we goes Mullins doubled to center. Laureano scored. You then have Mullins scoring on the wild pitch. 5-1. I'm not going to lie. I was like, awesome. Let's put Felix in still. It's still a 4-run game. Put Felix in. Let's end this puppy and let's get out of here. But the Orioles said, we're not done. Bases empty, 2 outs. Jackson gets another single. Suddenly, the wheels start turning again. O'Hearn gets up with the bases loaded, singles to center. Holiday and Rutschman score. Henderson to second. Then after a what was that? A walk. Jordan Westberg gets up, just the next batter, Jordan Westberg, 3-run homer. Earl Weaver special. It's what you just love to see. The Orioles had an opportunity at the end of the game to put it away, and they did. Stanley Sam felt so good to be in there. Looked like, hey, fun atmosphere. Bark at the park. Yard did look packed. It looked great. Orioles had an opportunity to put a game away, and they did. It's a crazy concept. Feels like something we've been chasing all season. And I don't want this to be lost on anyone, how important it is that Jordan Westberg, Colton Cowser, and Cedric Mullins are back in this lineup. Let's look at the three of them combined. Westberg, 2 for 4, 3 RBIs, obviously the home run. Cowser, 1 for 5. Then you have Mullins, 2 for 4, 2 runs, 1 RBI. So they were a combined, and Westberg also had a walk. I mean, you want to talk about the guys that you've been missing in this lineup, we want to go get the job done. Guys, I sat here last night. I literally sat here last night and talked about, I think one of the biggest things that people don't talk about is Westberg. I talked about it here and on the Ryan Ripken show. One of the biggest things people aren't talking about getting Westberg back is his ability to come up in big moments with games on the line when they need a big hit and get it. And just get it done. That's what he did. He produced. So Orioles win 10-1, maybe the most complete game of the season. Joining me now, my co-host, Kevin Ostrecker. Kevin, it's about time. About time we saw a breakout like that.
Did John Harbaugh fix the Orioles?
People are wondering, Kevin.
I think maybe get a little of that Ravens winning ways sprinkled in there. It's gonna be so Orioles when they hit Scooble like hard, and we're just gonna they're so back.
The Orioles beating the Tigers, winning the series against the Tigers, losing the first game against the opener and the bullpen game, but then beating Casey Mize and Tariq Skubal would be the most Baltimore Orioles thing of all time.
Not even Orioles, Baltimore sports.
That's true. Step up when it matters. Play down your competition.
They are no expectation merchants. It's literally like everybody expects them. Okay, hey, game 1 is your opportunity to win a game against the Tigers, and they don't do it. And then okay, now you got Mize and Skubal, and if they beat Skubal tomorrow, it's just there are no expectations. They are the no expectation merchants.
Don't you love it? Don't you? Isn't it just fun?
We have to pick them to lose every game, and then they'll win every game.
Kevin, I don't hate it. And you know what else I didn't hate tonight? Zach Eflin just deciding to put on for the Dogs. 6 2/3.
Do we have a stat on how good they are with the Dogs?
It has. They have to be the best team in baseball with dogs in attendance.
Even if it's not dogs, just bring your dog. I don't care.
Yeah, bring your dog to. They can't if everyone brought their dog to the park, can they stop you? For legal reasons, we are not.
Don't
show up with your dog.
Don't put this on us.
Shout out to the freaking Dogs.
Gotta love it.
Love it. Kevin, this one just feels good. Genuinely.
It's fun to be on the right side of one of these where it's the big inning.
Yeah. That had to be their biggest inning of the year. That had to be.
Relax and watch them cook.
What else? I'm assuming the only other game that they would have had 7+ runs in an inning would be the opening day against the Blue Jays. God, remember the vibes of that?
Yeah. Isn't this their first? I forget who put the tweet out, but
First time.
First time winning by 5 in like 50
56 games. Happy 56 game anniversary. Yeah, Avi. And can't forget to get to these. Steve, appreciate you.
Appreciate
Let's
you,
go, baby.
Appreciate you,
Steve gonna be boots on the ground tomorrow at Norfolk as well. Trevor Rogers on the mound. Will be fun. And Wally, appreciate you. I was gone for a week and a half for work. Glad you're back. The O's went on a 6-game win streak. I came back and they lost 3 of 4. I blamed myself. Now we are back. Wally, they picked you up tonight. Get the win. Glad you're back. Glad you're back to join us. 6-game win streak was fun.
Yeah.
This is the biggest inning of the year, at least. I only checked one other game. If they did it in another game where they got 7 runs in an inning, I'd be shocked because their highest scored besides this was 9. I'm not going to go check that game. Could be honest with you guys. Like, it might be in there if somebody wants to go.
We only care about tonight. We only care.
Yeah, exactly. So, Kevin, it just I like how you put it. It feels good to be on this end of the big inning because how many times have we seen the Orioles go into an 8th inning down 3-1, and then suddenly you look up and you're like, oh, they're losing 10-1. And for them to be on the other side feels good. Feels damn good.
Yeah. I mean, relative to what they were doing before Brandon Hyde was fired, they're playing better baseball. You still want to be able to win series, and with Scooble on the mound, this is going to be your toughest test to be able to go do that, especially in a spot where, if they lose, they would be back to 13 under, right? 13
yeah, if you lose, you're back to 13.
So, look, just the games have to be played, right? The Orioles aren't going to just forfeit the rest of the 90 plus whatever amount games there is. You got to play the games, try your best. And while playoffs still seem like a faint possibility, even less than that, honestly, you like to see the fight. You like to see the vibes like this again. It's just, even if they're losing, we talked about it. It was how they were losing before. And, there's still that how they're losing aspect, even still like today. But in games like tonight, it's just fun to see the team have fun. It's fun to see the team live up to the potential, like on the broadcast. Like, this is what it's supposed to look like, right? Yep. This is what it's supposed to look like. And it hasn't looked like that all season. And not only was it fun for the Orioles, they did it against the best team in the AL. And that, to me, is a statement in itself. But, I just wish they were 7 games under or 4 games under, because it would have felt a lot better. Not that it doesn't feel good right now, but it would have felt a lot better to be like, hey, this thing, all right, now there's momentum again in here, but you're still 12 back of just 500. And it's like, man, come on. They just won this game, won that game, won this game, won that game. But
yeah, you think back to all those. If you just change 4 of those outcomes, that you're 5 games under 500.
Yeah, that was not fun for me to hear. I did not like hearing that. So I'm just going to pretend I didn't hear it.
Yeah. Kevin, we've talked about, obviously, the starting pitching all season. It feels like they just need guys. And we've seen this team before. One guy starts, and then it just starts rolling. I think that's what you're hoping from Zach Eflin today. 6 2/3, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 5 Ks. Just, Kramer's tomorrow. Kramer versus Scooble. Is it the best matchup, in the world? No, but just keep it rolling. You don't need to outduel Scooble. Go out there and just, we've seen Dean go six innings of 1-run ball, 7 innings of 2-run ball. Just give us something and keep them in the game, because, yes, Scooble is unbelievable. You get this to our bullpen, like Steve's saying. Bullpen has been nails recently.
Yeah.
You get this game to the bullpen within 1 to 2 runs tomorrow. Give them a chance. We've talked about Hunter Green is one of the best pitchers in baseball. Was probably having the best season at the time to date, and the Orioles just absolutely wrecked him. Absolutely wrecked him.
No expectation merchants.
Yeah, Kevin, you're right. So maybe tomorrow, is tomorrow just the whole world's like, yeah, no way the Orioles win, and they do it. You never know.
It's their season is right there in front of you. The expectations. No one expected them to do anything in 2023. They won 101 games. I guess 2024 is like a mini outlier because I guess there were expectations and they did kind of good, but then they fell off. So half the year was a mirage. Yeah, and now 2025, it's expected to be a lot better than what it has been. They'll lose the weirdest games you can imagine, and then they'll win the weirdest games you can imagine. So we have to not believe to believe is what it is.
You have to
don't believe for the greater sake of believing, and that will propel this team to a World Series. They might never lose again.
You know what, Kevin? it's all about, would that be like hypnosis? Like hypnotizing yourself to not believe so that
if you wanted it, you have to say it, but you can't, if you wanted to hypnotize yourself into like actually believing it, then I guess, but
Kevin, we might be on to something.
And they did this, by the way. I mean, I know the ninth inning buffed up these numbers a little bit, but they were not good with runners in scoring position.
No, I was saying we were 1 for 12.
They were horrendous with runners in scoring position. And the
8th inning.
So credit to Eflin for keeping them in it, and not even just keeping them in it, holding the lead. And Aiken comes in, gets a big out when they were threatening, throwing us on the corners, and honestly, it feels like I've said this like 5 times over, so it feels like I don't know, but I mean, I'm glad that it keeps going, and the level keeps increasing for this, but I think this was the most complete win of the season because offense explodes, defense was fine, nothing crazy, which is what you want. I mean, Detroit was a team with the era, not the Orioles, so whatever. Yeah. And then the pitching, starters, and bullpen got the job done. I know Eflin kind of lost it a tad at the end, but you still you take that start 10 times out of 10. Everything was on. Those sliders I always talk about, where 1 is on and 2 are off, or 2 is on and 1 is off. All 4, they were in the we're just gonna own everybody tonight, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, and
Spirit Bomb underrated. Harbaugh in the building, and they didn't blow a 4th quarter lead.
Hey,
maybe a good omen for the football season.
Maybe that's just what we needed. Maybe they just need Harbaugh.
If the Orioles go on a run, the narrative is 100% John Harbaugh fixed the Orioles.
And appreciate you, cool Sharky. Could you imagine this? Just go and screw it. Or reverse. Since he's a left, just be like, screw it, Adley, even though he's a right-handed hitter, just bat righty. They would never do it, but.
If it were, I mean, yeah. But
Steve, appreciate you. I'm telling you, Brian Baker, let's look at the stats. He's got a 2.7 ERA, 30 innings pitched, 39 Ks, 0.93 whip. It's not out of the realm. 2 saves. Bullpen and pitchers get picked by I believe the manager. So he has a chance, genuinely.
Man, are we looking at 2 All-Stars at least for the Orioles this year? Do we think O'Hearn gets it? I mean,
if they're going to give us 2, I would like it to be O'Hearn and Holiday. I really want O'Hearn to get, and I would love Holiday for.
I mean, I feel like it will be O'Hearn. If it was tomorrow and the voting already happened, it would have been O'Hearn.
Yeah,
but Baker's making a case. At least Gunner's not doing the home run derby again this year.
Yeah, none of them should. Don't let any. I am so tired of the home run derby ruining our seasons.
Well, I don't think it. Well, maybe they'll put. I mean, is Cal Riley going to do it?
He should. He better. They need to make a rule where you have to do it after a certain. Like if you've hit so many home runs, if you're in the top 5, you have to do it. I know that's not
but I mean, like Judge said, he's not doing it, right?
Yeah, no, like I'm not saying they're gonna do it. I'm saying they should have to.
Dang, Schwarber's like that this year.
Schwarber's always like that. He puts up the quietest.
Yeah. Dang, Corbin Carroll. Where have I been? You know who should do it?
No.
Trent Grisham.
Get Trent Grisham in there.
13. Not a shabby number. Not a shabby number.
You know
Especially, I mean, if guys are going to deny it and decline it, like you have to kind of take what you.
You know who you just gave me? He won't do it this year because I doubt they would give it to him. I could see Kowser doing it eventually.
Maybe 1 year. Yeah, maybe 1 year.
He's got good.
He crushes balls too. You know what? You know who I actually want to see do it like legitimately is James Wood.
Oh yeah, that would be incredible.
But again, like that's kind of where you go because like I'm not sure Riley's going to do it. I don't know if like Ohtani or Schwarber or like is Alonso going to do it again? What do we think? Is he?
That's his World Series, so maybe.
I feel like he's gonna. Like I'd be, Brent Rooker. I'd like to see Brent Rooker.
I would love to see Brent Rooker in it. All right.
Maybe you could get Devers for the drama.
Tell him to play third during the home run derby.
Yeah, right. Oh, that'd be funny. Yeah, all right. My dream team here is I know Judge isn't doing it, so I'm not going to put him. Riley, Shohei, Schwarber, Alonso, James Wood, Brent Rooker, Devers.
Wait, where is it this year?
The All-Star game?
Yeah. Is it Atlanta?
Nope.
Yeah, it's Atlanta. So Ronald Acuna will do it. They'll have someone.
Oh, that's such a yep. Mm-hmm.
Ronald Acuna will do it. Him or Matt Olson. It's got to be one of those two.
I think they got it, dude.
I would love it for. I would love for Acuna to do it. I would put money on Acuna. That's like a very after everything he's been through. That is a very. I wish I could put.
I'm still so mad Mancini didn't win it that 1 year.
Don't even talk about somebody who just. That's when my Pete Alonso tries too hard at this. Started when I was just trying to enjoy my guy Trey Mancini come back from one of the greatest stories in sports to win the home run derby, and Pete's just like polar bear noises, home run. Like,
Bear noise.
you know what I'm talking about, Kevin.
Polar bear noises.
Polar bear noises, home run. It's as simple as that. Kevin, I think we've gone a little bit off the rails. You want to get into some?
Yeah, let's get the call-ins going.
Here we go.
Let's get an NBA Finals update.
It's 4.
Oh, it's tied up.
Yeah, 51-51. Go.
I recorded my ad for Locked On Ravens, and since the game's not over for FanDuel, I was just like, you don't want to be the team that goes down 3-1. Didn't say who it was, and I don't know who it's gonna be. So I did a random same game parlay that I put in there. I did. So I guess this is a sneak preview if you're listening to the ads of Locked On Ravens, which who knows how many people actually do that.
I listen every time.
Okay, good. That's the correct answer because the answer should be everybody listens to the ads. But I did Shea over, Tyrese over, Miles Turner over, all on points for game 4.
Right.
So hopefully none of them get injured. I also have to re-record the ad. So
why would you have to? Oh, for game 4?
For game 4. Because game 3 is not over yet. So I put it in the ad because I can't say on the ad, hey, the Pacers won, and then if I just have 50-50 guess, I don't want to have to deal with a 50-50 guess. So I just decided to be non-committal on who won.
Show some faith, Kevin. Say the Pacers won.
Well, they were also down by like 8 when I recorded this, so I didn't want to commit one way or the other.
That's crazy, Kevin. That's absolutely crazy. I'll tell you.
God.
Unbelievable. Let's get into our call-ins, though. We got Gordon behind the scenes first up. Gordon, what's up?
Gordon, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can
Yeah,
hear
we
you.
can hear you.
I
What's
can
up?
hear you.
Hold on 1 second. I was walking through the house.
Oh, you're good.
But
Good to see you.
what's going on, my guys? How y'all feeling?
Feeling good. Yeah,
Gordon?
especially after a win like that.
I know, especially after a win like that, feels good. Haven't had a blowout win like that in forever, and the fact that it came against the Tigers felt even better. And it's how guys that's coming back. Westy's looking good. Just a really good time right now, especially today. I'm not going to worry about yesterday or anything else. I'm going to just, today's a new day.
One day at a time. One day at a
Yes.
time. I love it. I love it. And I mean, if they could somehow hit school tomorrow, I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna do it. I don't.
Hey,
That's
look,
when you really talk about one day at a time. because-
literally. And look, that's why I said I'm going to just enjoy this win today because I was expecting to take one out of three from these guys. Like I wasn't expecting to take two out of. If we got it yesterday, I would have been good, and then I would have wanted to get it today. But that's kind of what we were expecting: 1 out of 2, and then hopefully we get 2 out of 3 against the Angels.
Yeah, just gotta stack again. Like they're not gonna forfeit the games. You gotta play them. So
Yeah,
might as well do what you can to try to sneak back into contention, even if it seems like it's a pretty far down the line pipe dream at this
oh
point.
my
So.
goodness, oh my goodness. But I think it can happen. I really do think it can happen. But I don't know. I would, we just have to see if we're being realistic. The Orioles show flashes of good signs, and then other times we show flashes of just like I can't explain it. It's weird, but I just got to take it, like I said, one day at a time, So
Yeah.
One day at a time. I love it. And John Harbaugh just has to show up every game now. That's just the
yeah,
rules. It's the
yeah,
rules.
I know. Oh my goodness.
Give the head coach reins over to Zach Orr because John Harbaugh is the official fixer of the Orioles. So
Orioles fan of
Look,
the year.
and that's one thing I don't understand about this organization. In the beginning times of Lamar Jackson's contract, we didn't sign any good wide receivers, and by the time that we wanted to sign Lamar, we didn't have that much cap space to actually get like wide receivers. It's like the Ravens have been through what the Orioles are like kind of starting to get through, and I just don't understand why we just don't take note from what the Ravens did with the Orioles organization, because we can really look at them across the street and be like, hey, the Ravens, went through this with the young guys and wanting to keep them and sign them, and it being too much money and being cheap and getting the old veterans and see how that played out. But it's like we can really take a lot from what the Ravens are doing and transfer it over into this organization.
yeah, I talked about it a lot on my show when I started Locked On Ravens back in 2019, being the host, and I remember like every offseason, I was like, to build a roster around a rookie quarterback or a quarterback on a rookie contract. These are the moments you bring in these big money guys and
Yeah.
these vets because Lamar's going to get a whole heck of a lot more expensive. And so you're exactly right. Like with the Gunners and the Adleys and, Westbergs and et cetera, this is the time. And, they did spend this offseason just not in the right places because they have to
I
pay
know.
Tyler O'Neill next offseason because there's no way he's opting out of that deal. So,
No.
Not whatsoever.
yeah.
Who would?
Not me.
Hell no. I
I
wouldn't.
know.
Not me.
It's like you set it up like that whole contract was like you have to produce this year for us to actually be relevant. Other than that, we're just stuck with you. And that's kind of what it feels like. But I mean, one thing that I can say about like players transferring teams and like going to different teams and getting traded or signing, like it is an adjustment period. There is adjustment
Sure.
period. Like you're uprooting your life and stuff. And some guys just can't be able to, be like get into a groove right away. So I say give him a little bit of time. It's only a couple months into his tenure with the Orioles. I don't want to write him off yet because he has shown flashes in his career. So that's why we signed him. I mean, his track record speaks for itself, but I mean, obviously with his injury track record, but I say just give it a little bit more time, like he might actually help this team win 10 games like on a stretch or in his career, like this season. Who knows, and that would be very beneficial if we could ride a bat of Tyler O'Neill. So I'm not gonna, say I'm out on him yet, but it's just been very painful, and not having him available just sucks. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, it's been rough so far. No denying it. And
Yeah.
if they're stuck with him, you might as well hope he can turn it around at some point. So that kind of is what it is for a lot of these guys. And hey, Adley was going through it these past couple of months, and he's begun to turn it around a little bit as well. So it's just sticking with guys. Now there's obviously you got to figure out when the guy's just not hitting and not doing well. You got to move on. But I think for a lot of these guys, giving them a little grace. It can go a long way, especially because we are in June right now. There's still a lot of baseball left, but they have dug themselves a pretty big hole here that they have to get out of.
And that's the part that sucks the hole. But like we really dig ourselves a really huge hole, and that was not like, man, it just keeps me I don't even know what to say. Like, that hole that we dug for ourselves is crazy, but you guys have a good night. All
right, man.
Hopefully
You too.
speak to you. Look, I hope we speak tomorrow on good terms. I know I've been MIA the last couple of days. Just locking in, getting some work done. But
oh, you're good, man.
Kind of just been smoothing out with life and just work and everything. So hopefully we'll talk tomorrow hopefully we will give Terry Scooble a loss tomorrow.
I love it.
I'm hoping.
All right, here's what I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna start calling what I expect tomorrow, and I expect O'Hearn to take Tyler Scooble deep. That's his name, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we'll see tomorrow. That's what I'm betting.
Let's go. I love it.
Lefty. We're gonna break out of it this one game. What happened in the 8th inning is going to carry over to tomorrow. But you guys be safe. Y'all have a good one. So yeah.
Awesome. We'll catch you, Gordon. Have a good one.
Talk to you soon.
I'd love it. Ryan O'Hearn. Why not? Turn and burn O'Hearn. Lefty. Hey. Why not? Why not this Orioles team? Let's have some fun. What is it? No expectation merchants.
No expectation merchants.
Although I guess Gordon just kind of put expectations on O'Hearn, but we'll forget about that.
No.
Let's keep it rolling. Next up, we got our guy Steve. Steve, what's up?
Steve. Oh, I thought we were past this, Steve. I didn't even do anything tonight.
Just always got to remind them.
First of all, great win from the boys tonight.
Great win.
That 7-run explosion in the 8th was much needed. The fact that every starter had at least one hit, huge.
Cannot be understated.
Evelyn shoved again. Bullpen locked it down. And now we face Scooble tomorrow with a chance to win the series against the best team, not just in the American League. Correct me if I'm wrong.
In baseball.
They're the best team in baseball.
Yes, they are. I mean, hey, why not?
So let me get your opinion on something. 2 weeks ago, I was at the Tides doubleheader.
Mm-hmm.
Tide split with Lehigh Valley, I believe. I wore my Adley Rutschman jersey that day. The very next day, Orioles rattled off a 6-game win streak. Started a 6-game win streak. Do I double down tomorrow and wear the Adley jersey tomorrow?
You have to. I think you have to. You got to run it back.
I think yeah. You might be the good luck charm, Steve. You might be.
I'm going to tell you right now, I am excited to see what Rogers can do tomorrow.
I am too. Yeah. I would love it. I would love to see something positive tomorrow. Get something kind of going in his direction. If he can continue to build on the confidence he has right now, I think it can only do well for this team.
Oh, absolutely.
It can only help this team because where they are, they need guys. Like you're naive if you think that there won't be another needed spot start because someone's dealing with something. It's and you need Rogers to be there either to take over a spot in the rotation or be a spot guy and produce when he's given the opportunity.
And I brought it up last night. Morton to the bullpen. Povich to Norfolk. Rodgers up in Baltimore.
I could see it.
Yeah, it's possible. It's definitely possible.
Yeah, I think especially if they want to give Cade some, a little confidence.
And it's kind of like what they're doing with Heston. They set him down, try to get himself right, so that when they call him back up, it's almost like, what was it, for like a month or so, what he did in Baltimore last year, especially that grand slam against Texas.
I mean, they have the talent, like all these young guys, and look, we've seen countless examples of young Orioles recently struggling when they first come up, or struggling in spots, them going back down and then finding it, or just needing a little readjustment and then coming back up and mashing. And I know it's a little different for some of these guys because, like, for example, Heston has been up and down a lot. Mayo is being moved a lot. And so, there are different circumstances when it comes to that. But, for a team that's trying to work their way back into some level of contention, whatever that looks like over these last 90 plus games, you can't afford to have guys like Heston or Povich go through the development stages of, their careers. And that is not anything against Heston, not anything against a guy like Povich, who, again, those guys have had moments, but where they are right now, look, if the season becomes lost in some way, then bring those young guys up, see what they have, see if they can figure it out at the major league level. But you still got a decent way to go, and if there's any sliver of hope the season's not done, they're gonna take that chance. So that's kind of where I am on that.
Yeah, absolutely. And Kevin, I have a challenge for you.
Oh boy! Oh, all right, let's hear it.
If the Tides beat Nashville and the Orioles beat Detroit,
yeah,
you, my friend, have to do spicy ramen on the post game tomorrow night.
I already have a deal to do. Well, first of all, I owe people spicy ramen. I'm still not feeling my best.
Yeah, you do.
So I know I still have to do it. I've also agreed to another deal where if the Orioles took this game and tomorrow, I have to do more spicy ramen. So this would be my third spicy ramen. I'm on level. So I already know I'm doing level 3. I think there's 4. I don't have 4 and 5. I'd have to go out and get it. But yes, if I will agree for the Orioles. For the Orioles. If that happens, Steve, I will take you up on your challenge and I will add. So yours will be level 5 for me. So I will take you up on that. Why not? Anything for content with Henry.
Oh. And Kevin? No liquids.
I don't think I've done liquids the first 2. Now I know level 5 is different, but okay, all right. You know what? For the vibes, I just have to make sure I'm not recording Lockdown Ravens after, because I think that would be I think that would be I might have to record early on that one. So, well, okay, all right, fine. No liquids, Steve. I have no liquids. I'm with.
But I am going to make one prediction on the Oriole game tomorrow night.
All right, let's hear it.
I think we get back-to-back homers, Jackson, Adley, sometime during the game.
Woo!
I need it.
I love it.
I need it.
Amazing. And not because I have both of them on one of my fantasy baseball teams either.
Hey, it helps everybody. It helps everybody.
But all I'm saying is, go out tomorrow night, beat up on Scooble, take the series from the best team in baseball, and ride that momentum into the weekend.
I love it. Stay hot tomorrow, Bats. Stay hot. Let's do it. Yes,
sir.
Steve, appreciate you.
Steve.
Also, have a good one. I'm loving the spicy ramen content coming our way, Kevin.
I know. I'm backloaded on spicy ramen challenges here.
I know. I love it.
I don't know what's going on.
I also love the number of call-ins we got going. So let's keep it rolling. Want to talk to everyone? Next up, we got our guy Jake back here. Jake, what's up?
Hey, Jake, what's going on, man?
Hey, guys. How y'all doing?
Good after a win like that. That's what I keep saying.
I know. It feels good. Freaking finally get that was one of the more complete wins, I'd say, of the year. And I think you guys have already alluded to it. We had Eflin shoving. And Aiken came in. I guess he got a little. I missed the 7th inning. I was cooking dinner. I guess he got a little shaky.
Yeah.
Gave up a
Towards the
double.
end, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Do you know what was he like at about 80 something pitches? Maybe close to 90.
Yeah, he definitely got pulled with 86.
Yeah.
86. Okay. Yeah. Because he was.
86 with the guy on first and third is what I got pulled with.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Speaking of that first and third, I tweeted out. I was just like, man, alive. Like, I think it was like the 4th inning when we had guys on first and third, no outs.
Rick Hauser.
And I was like, I scared the hell out of my dog because I just like yelled. I just like that. There's nothing more infuriating than that. But I mean, they got to
Get a productive out. Get out.
get a. I mean, these guys are like, I get it. It's hard, and it's easier said than done. But these guys are professional hitters. I think Cedric Urias got a. I mean, he put the ball in play, but it was 2 outs. So I mean, it was like whatever.
He's the one guy who did.
I mean, that dude. I swear, that guy Urias is like. I know Westberg is that glue for the boys.
Mhm.
I think I think he is. I think that wasn't just placating or whatever. It was like, no, this guy is the glue. We've seen it in the last year and a half, just how much he means to this team and how he's just kind of a steady boat. But I'm saying, with Urias, it was just like he's just kind of like I got to give that guy credit for his mental, like, because for the last year and a half, 2 years almost, people have been like, man, let's drop this dude.
Yep.
We want to
He's
get
always the first to get DFA'd in every fan chat. We'll have Kobe Mayo coming up, DFA Urias. Or him at DFA Urias. It didn't matter. It was DFA Urias.
Yeah. And then like last August, he saved our bacon. He got hurt, and then we were like, oh crap, he actually means something. Like, geez, it actually pays to be a veteran. I say man, because I think he's like 29, maybe 30, 31, somewhere in that not old, but in that veteran category of just like, hey, seen it, been here before. And he's a righty. I mean, which has been, I mean, it's and that's the wonderful thing about seeing Westy tonight as a righty, just being like, hey, bring that weak ass stuff in here. And it was like, I think Melanie or Kevin said something about where it was like the second, I don't know how the hell they even get this stat of where it's like the most, like, I guess coming in on him pitch he's ever hit out like that. I was like, I don't know how y'all.
I know the metrics on things are absolutely unreal these days. The things that they will pull and be like, oh, this is the furthest he's hit with the wind blowing this way.
Being 75.3 degrees.
Yeah, like when the pitcher has a birthday in August, like the most random stuff that they'll have a stat for, and they're like, first in Major League history to do this. Honestly, like, I'm sure he is.
Yeah, I think this win. I mean, Kevin was right on the money. It was just like, this is what we've been wanting all year, like the athleticism, gunners going for stealing second, like relatively with ease in the early innings, like guys are just running, like using your speed, using your athleticism. I would venture to say I don't know how you measure this metric, but I mean, I would venture to say that we are one of the most just purely athletic teams. I know we have the guys with the biggest donks or whatever, that one thing that came out 2 years ago.
We have the most size.
Yeah, which people were just like, oh, they're just large boys. I'm like, no, like guys are like, I don't think there's anybody on this team that you would consider like that like that CC Sabathia body. I mean, maybe
I guess Felix, like they just got height. Like, there's guys like, I forget that Yenier Cano is like 6'7". Like, they just got some tall dudes.
They are, yeah.
Like, Brian Baker's 6'6". Like, I forget that, like, they just have some massive dudes that are
huge,
regularly built that look at that size, look normal, but I guess do weigh probably like 240, 250.
Yeah, just shoving the ball. Yeah, I guess it would be on the pitcher's staff. Like, yeah, I don't know. It was just good to see the boys, because it's just like when you have that much talent, even with a frustrating inning like the third or fourth, whenever that happened, it was just like, all right, well, you got a guy's gonna hit a double, somebody's gonna get a double here or something there. Like, it's just gonna happen. And then Adley has just turned it on. I guess he heard everybody talking crap about him for the last almost calendar year, and he had a good hit. I mean, the dude's I think he's been doing quite well. I mean, I know even last night I think he went 0 for 3 or 0 for 4, but he had like liners. Yeah. Like, I'll take hard hits to a point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's a lot
just
more consistent for him.
yeah, it is. It is being more consistent for him. So it's just good to see that stuff like with these guys. I mean, I think that's the strength of this team. I mean, I think I've said it like a few weeks ago. First time I called in was just like I think that the strength of this team is the youth, is the athleticism, and you got to do whatever you can to protect that. And that's kind of like what I brought up the other night about the how they're doing to prehab. What are they doing to get their bodies ready for this stuff with so many hamstring issues,
Yeah.
soft tissue issues? It's like you have to protect what you are better than everybody. I mean, I think we're more athletic than the Yankees. We're more
Oh,
athletic
yeah,
than
without a doubt.
yeah.
And you said we're starting to see that. I mean, it's in the little things. It's not always in the steals. It's not always in the beating out of ball. It's in going first to third. It's it's ball in the gap, going first to home instead of first to third. It's getting home on a single from second base. It's little things that like change the dynamic. Stretching a single into a double. It puts the pressure on the defense, and it makes ground balls. How many times has Jackson Holiday beat out a ground ball to first base this year because they look up and suddenly they're like, what the hell? Why is he burning ass coming down this line? And he beats them. He throws them off.
Oh, I 100% agree. Like I think tonight is about it in like 6 or 7 inning or near the end of the game. I think actually when they were talking about the coconut stuff, where he hit that ball. He's been if he was in a slow pitch softball league. I haven't played slow pitch softball in about 15 years, but if you hit the pitcher twice, you're starting a fist fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's been going at him, and I mean, he's doing it on the money, and it just they've been tipping the ball, and then he's like, "Hey, second baseman, go see if you can't get it and beat me to the first base because I bet you can't."
Literally.
Yep.
And Gunner going from first to third or from first to home, like that's like last year and 2023 all day long. I remember just seeing him like he's just like
when he's playing with his hair on fire. It's a different version of him.
Yes, and he got a hit. I mean, it was a blooper. I want to say he got a hit off a lefty tonight, and I want to say he got a hit off of a lefty 2 nights ago. It was also a blooper, from my understanding.
Yeah,
but it's better than hitting 115 or wherever the heck he's been.
He's crawling back, which is all you can ask for. It's obviously going to take time because, like you said, it's like 115. So it's not going to get back to 300 in a few games, but it's slowly. I agree. He's starting to show more what we're used to because he is a guy, he can hit lefties. He's a damn good ball player.
He showed it. He should not be platooned. Like he's just not gonna be platooned. He's a guy like you're not in the top 5 in the American League MVP voting in 2023, 24, 24, whatever it was. If you can't hit lefties. Because I want to say he just like I forgot what his stats were, but I heard it today and I was like, man, he was crushing left. Like it was like he was getting on them. So yeah.
I mean, I love fired up Gunner when he's playing with his hair on fire is my favorite version.
The whole just energy, just like when they're playing with more energy, it's just it's more fun to watch, and 2, it's contagious. Like it just felt like they were so down in the dumps, with Brandon Hyde during the last. And look, it wasn't all Brandon Hyde's fault, right? Like I'm not going to say that it was, but I just think that while the players didn't hate him, I don't think that was the case. I think that there was no animosity. I just think that sometimes a new message is needed, regardless of if it's one guy's fault or another guy's fault. So, I think that they've been playing with better energy recently, and that's really good.
It's young guys. I mean, I thought about that when you when all the Brandon Hyde stuff was happening, and they were just like, we love this guy, like he's our guy, and it's kind of like absolutely, and he's kind of like he's your first manager for most of you guys. So of course you're going to be like, and this is the first time you as I don't want to say children because they're like young men are like, hey, you're responsible for this man being let go in a way. Like, if you guys were winning, like, and that's kind of hard for a 23, 24-year-old to hear that and accept that. But now they have, and now it's like time to move forward with it. And I kind of it looks like I feel like the Bull Durham scene in the shower where it's just like, scare them. They're kids. or maybe they're not scaring them, but like you were saying, Kevin, it's just like, hey, I think the new manager is not much of a scary guy. He's kind of a lover, it seems, right?
Mhm.
But it's just a new voice, and maybe he's given him. Maybe he is very lovey-dovey, at least in to the public. Maybe he's also kind of like that guy who's just like I've seen those guys where they're like that, but then they're also kind of like when they're mad at you, it's more of like the disappointed dad, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Hey, at least they're playing better now. It's not going to
yeah,
result in a win. The hole's still dug very deep, but at least they're
yeah,
playing with more energy, and that's what I love to see it. So
yep,
awesome.
same.
Yep.
Hopefully tomorrow night we get a win against that weirdly shaped guy. Um, so,
I
but no, I
love it.
appreciate.
Awesome. Yep,
I,
Jace, appreciate you, man.
Have
all
a
right, boys.
great one.
All right, peace out.
Awesome. Yeah, hey, if they can beat School tomorrow, suddenly it gets more interesting. Let's keep it rolling. I think we might have live from Camden Yards potentially.
Oh,
We got breaking Glenn.
oh, what's going
How's
on?
Live
it
from
going?
Camden Yards. I'm out here by George Herman.
Oh,
Yeah.
big. How's it going?
It's going good, going good. It was really nice weather these past 2 games.
Yeah,
And it's good vibe at the yard tonight.
yeah.
Good
It looked
crowd,
like it.
bark at the parks. People you brought a Pomeranian to the ball game. So it was a lot of fun. But last inning, I kind of got that like a bittersweet feeling because you see Mullins come up, you see O'Hearn come up, and it's like I don't know if they're going to be here much longer. So,
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
kinda
conversation you have
sad.
to have. Yeah.
but
yeah. It is that bittersweet of you love that they're producing, and it looks like, hey, this is what we know these guys to do. But it's also like, how much longer do we have that?
yeah, but that's the game, I guess. Ball players get traded and stuff.
Yeah, it happens every year. It's just gonna be. I mean, like if they beat School tomorrow, then I don't even know what these conversations are gonna look like. But it feels like it might be in the middle of buy and sell because they're not gonna just sell the whole team. You're gonna want to rebuild for next year. But is this version enough? And clearly it feels like a pipe dream at this point. But a win like this feels good. It feels
It
good
does.
to see what the team. The team was built to play like this. Obviously, well, not necessarily built. It was supposed to play like this. The building is another conversation. But at the end of the day, it was fun to see this team live up to the potential we thought that it had. And it was a nice little change of pace.
Yeah, and I was feeling really good about the 10-1 win until I looked at the standings. I'm like, oh dang, we're still 12 under 500.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's just like how many games have they played now? So what? They're 27 and 39. So that's what,
Yeah.
66 games.
Yeah,
5 more games. If we
Yes.
just scratch together a couple more runs in 5 games, we'd be in front of the Red Sox.
yeah.
2 games under, 4 games out of wild card. They're and they could make that up.
4 games.
The team
Oh.
is better than the record. That's for sure.
So much better than, and that's what's so frustrating about it is we all know they're better than the record. The talent we saw it tonight. Like you see the burst, you see what this team's capable of, and that's what's so frustrating about looking up is we've looked up there over the years many times and seen 10, 15 games below 500, and we're like, yeah, that makes sense. This team, it's just like you don't feel like that. You're like, how is this happening? Like why is that happening?
Definitely. Yeah, the team needs to, I don't know, the ownership, front office, people more important than me. They got to, I don't know, they got to do something. They got to keep, like, the fans in it. I've been to probably at least 500 games between Memorial Stadium and Camden Yards. And, each time I walk through that tunnel, it's still like, yeah, I'm here. And, this is it. And I hope the fans appreciate that no matter what happens. Because it's like everybody needs to come out because the people that you go to the games with, they're not going to be around forever. The players that you like, they're not going to be around forever. And so even when they're doing bad, we gotta flock together.
You have to have fun with it. I mean, this is still a fun team. Yeah, they have not been playing fun baseball, and losing is not fun. But the amount of talent they had, like, we'll be looking back on this years down the line, being like, damn. I wish we, wish I went and watched Gunnar and Adley and Westberg more time. You know, that's the stuff that you live for, and you really are going to miss.
Yep.
Yeah. You guys were talking about everybody says DFA Ramon. And I'll tell you why he's on that list for me. It's because every game that he's on third base, I ask him to toss up the foul balls, and he never does.
Oh,
But Gio Urshela, he did every single time.
Really?
Zach, the Tigers' third baseman, he threw 2 up to me last night. Now, I dropped them both because I'm rusty and I got butterfingers, and I don't deserve the baseballs, and I got booed and everything. But it's like, Ramon, come on. You know, we're here for you. I'm here for you every day.
you just
Like
you just
40
gotta
times a year,
get
you
in the
never toss
lab.
up the ball.
You gotta get in the lab, get the hands right, and you get the grip down. Get
I ask
those
him in
balls.
Spanish, too.
You gotta just get it down. So, man.
Yeah. When are you guys coming to the yard next?
I'll hopefully be there. Not next week. Next homestand, I'll be down for a few games. Excited. I haven't been to the yard in like a little over a month.
Yeah,
So
I haven't been since opening day. I need to get back down there.
Wow,
Yeah, and I'm running all over the place. So I need the atmosphere is unbeatable, especially when they're winning like this. Like this was a game I would have loved to be in. So
Yeah, it was awesome.
yeah,
It's cool, guys. Well, I'm gonna head on back. I'll probably be out here tomorrow night. So yeah, I might call in tomorrow, see what's going on.
Hey, if you do, we would love it. We would love it. So appreciate you calling in, man. The view, amazing. Love that you called in from Camden Yards, and we'll talk soon.
All right, everybody. See y'all later. Take care.
All
Awesome.
right.
Good night.
Have a great one. And look, boots on the ground. That's what I love to see.
Yeah,
See, we got boots on the ground at Camden Yards. Got Steve's gonna be boots on the ground at Norfolk. We just
everywhere.
Kevin and Zach Rick, we're everywhere.
Yeah, Zach and Fed Hill.
Yeah, exactly, Kevin. Exactly. Let's go on to our next guy. We got Andy behind the scenes. Andy, what's up?
What's going on, man?
What's up, guys? Great baseball game. I was a little worried. I was eating my Chipotle. I was a little worried in the 4th inning seeing, I think it was it Mullins strikeout after I think Westberg and Cowser got on?
Yeah.
I think it was Mullins, or I think before that it was Urias, but it was Urias, Mullins, and then it was Laureano. That's what it was. Laureano, Mullins, and then Urias. I was like, oh boy, is this the same story as we've seen before early in the year? But great finish to that game. And I think you guys talk about all the time about those sliders of getting, we usually get bullpen, starting pitching, but then the offense isn't there. We got all 3 sliders tonight. So absolutely love to see a complete game there. This is a little bit more of like a sour-ish note, maybe, but just I'm sure you guys saw on Twitter the plans for 2026 of changing the press box. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on that.
I didn't read up too much. I know that taking out the press box. Are they eliminating seating? Is that?
I think it's like.
I haven't read up on it. I haven't had the chance to.
Yeah, I don't know how much seating. I think it's like 4 rows or something. 10 rows.
Yeah, that's too bad. Yeah.
That's what it looked like. And they're taking the press box out. To be honest, like I thought the press box was kind of like a great.
I loved
area.
It.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
And it's just a shame that the people that are that area is going to get upgraded for a whole bunch of rich suits that probably could care less about the game. And
I was going to say it's not going to be your diehard fan necessarily up there getting the benefits. It's going to be the sponsors and stuff. But the way I look at it, if it helps them get an all-star game here, maybe we just
could be an attraction for that.
If them having a massive suite for all the, Manfred and all them to sit in when they come here, I guess it's, we'll take that win where we can get it. But I agree. It's one of those things where I'm like, I know they're updating the sound system, the scoreboard, stuff like that. But I was like, this was the one that I was like, all right, I don't know if that's going to impact me at all. Besides maybe if I was going to sit on that third deck right where they took those seats out. It's like you said, I don't know if I'm going to ever find myself in the situation where I'm using me and what it's like 20 of your friends can go for this amount of thousands of dollars. Don't know if I'll be in that boat.
Yeah. I remember maybe like a year ago, they sent out like surveys to people. I don't know if it was like Birdland members or like they sent out a survey about different areas of like, what would you see upgraded? And I don't that may have been on the list, but I don't remember. But I what I do remember is they were discussing taking out basically like the left field seats that, especially during the week, kind of get closed off so they don't have to have anyone work there. I don't know. Just as my final thing before I jump off here, you guys have any thoughts of like what would be cool there? Like,
okay, so
maybe a party deck, but
that's what. Okay, I know that was like that was the big one getting thrown around. I don't see why you wouldn't. Like, why put some sort of entertainment aspect up there that if you're already going to, put the tarps up there and you're not going to sell seats, it's an eyesore if you don't. Put some, you can take out the upper part of those, seats and just make it like a party deck. And you can, sell separate seats for that if you want, where it's like do whatever you need to. But I would be all for it.
Yeah, people would go. I mean, it would help everybody. Like, those seats are not going to get. I don't think they're going to be a consistent thing anytime soon. So you might as well just renovate there and make it something that attracts more people. So I agree. I think you should make it a party deck and just run with it.
Yeah, 100%. They really only get filled during giveaways and stuff like that. And during the playoff game, I think it was game 2. It was like the stadium was filled, but you could definitely tell, like looking, I think it was in the third deck, you could tell bases straight on. It was a little bit of there's, that whole section is empty, but it made sense. It was in the middle of the day, like, but still, but yeah. So,
when they don't sell tickets there, it's such an eyesore. It really is. When the entire stadium is packed and then it's just a massive open section with nothing there. I hate that. I hate it so much.
Yep.
It's tough.
Awesome. Andy, appreciate you calling in.
Appreciate you, Andy.
Absolutely. Thank you guys. See you
awesome. You have a good
soon.
Awesome. Let's keep it rolling. We got B Ravens waiting behind the scene. B Ravens, what's up?
What's going on, B Ravens? I think you're muted.
There you go.
Up?
There you
go. Great game. I think my one big complaint is that we didn't get it going till the 9th to the 8th inning.
Yeah.
Like going into it, it was 1 for 12. Yeah. Guys getting stranded all over the place. Double digit guy stranded on base. Yeah. I was just like, okay, this is just gonna be another game of waste opportunities. And then the 8th inning comes, it's like, oh, we just made up for it. And it's like, okay, where the heck did that come from?
Literally.
Out of nowhere.
As out of nowhere. Because like you said, it was as horrible of runners in scoring position leaving on base as we've seen all year. Like, it was just opportunity after opportunity, and you just felt like it was going to be, okay, the Orioles did it again. Got guys on, couldn't get them in, but they just found a way. Like, they found a way to break through at the end. And 4 for 16 isn't great, but 2 for their last or 3 for their last 4 with runners in scoring position, I'll take. We'll take that. I'm glad they were able to break through. I hope they can just keep this going. My biggest fear is this turns into one of those one and done type. We get the big inning and then you're hoping for something. And tomorrow they come out and scored a singular run. So I'm just begging that they can go out there and keep this rolling.
Yeah. The one thing I'm looking forward to is Westberg.
Yeah.
He hit 2 straight home runs in his first 2 games back. And now
Westy's been Westberg's doing his thing. I think people don't understand how the back end hamstring were bothering him to start the year because he obviously didn't have the greatest start. I think he's finally back to 100% healthy, and the dude's playing like it. That's for sure. The dude's playing like it, and when Westy's going, the rest of the club kind of just follows. He's like Adley.
Yeah, him and Calzar are the glue to the middle of our order. I feel like.
Yeah, they definitely missed him.
Yeah. They obviously got Holiday, Rutschman, Henderson at the top, and then right in the middle, you got Westberg and Calzar. And I think those 2 are the glue to that middle of the order because when both of them went down, they were scrambling to figure out, okay, who filled those spots, and the offense has struggled. And I think the offense now being fully healthy with Westberg and Calzar and Mullins all back, I think they're slowly figuring out their way back. I still want to see them hit better with runners in scoring position, but I do like the adjustments they're making. They're getting the count full. They're not swinging at everything right away. They're making those slow adjustments to get them back to where they were.
Yeah, it's a great point where that's something we were asking for all year of just, even if there are runners on the corners or his base is loaded, one out, get out, hit a fly ball that's deep enough to score somebody, or, maybe play some small ball, like just do little things where it's not just you're swinging for the fences like we saw. That was honestly a lot more of a last year problem. It still kind of is points this year, but it just felt like that whenever there were guys on, whether it was pressure, which feels so weird to say, but just something, I don't know what it is, it just feels a lot better for them recently, where again, 1 for 12, not great, right? Yeah, and it's something that you need to continue to improve on. And the 9th inning or 8th inning gave you, it was a nice boost. It was fun. Like, guys hitting and getting on base and homers. That was a complete inning of a complete game. That's why I give Eflin a lot of credit for keeping them in the game and holding the lead while they were struggling with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, I want to see them improve better than the 8th inning. The 8th inning should not be the inning where you finally figure out the pieces and get it all together as runners in scoring position, and you finally kick things up. It has to happen early in the game when you got guys from the corners that's one out, when you got bases loaded, nobody out, when you got guys with runners in scoring position with less than 2 outs and they're expected to score.
Yeah. Hey, I agree. It's a good step, but I'd love to see, show us, score 7 in the first and let us relax the rest of the game. Hell, I mean, if we had 10 runs in us, why couldn't we go in the first inning, scored 10, and then we could just, coast the rest of the game? I had to save it until they got the 8th. I agree. It's nice to see. You would like to see it a little bit earlier, and let's be frank, more consistent. I would love to see this not be the only 7-run inning that the Orioles have the rest of the year.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, going back to when I truly think they turned things around, to the Yankees game a couple years ago, to where they truly got over the hump in the rebuild, where Frazier hit the home run over the right field wall, over the short porch, and got that 7-run inning. That's when I truly believed in that team and really thought that they were going over the hump. And I think this inning right here, I feel like there's a spark in there where they're figuring things out. They can reverse this. I don't want to see another 1 for 12 runners in scoring position, but 48th inning. But
that's for sure.
Hopefully,
get them earlier.
Team improvement.
Yeah.
I like the improvements. I like the fact that they're not worrying about the count. I like the fact that they're pushing the count.
Yeah.
Like I saw a lot of 2-2s, 3-2s, 3-1s, and getting the count full, driving into walks. Not swinging for the fences every single time that they're up.
Yeah, it feels like there's a different approach. It really does. It feels like the approach over the past 2 weeks, whether we want to say it's with Mabry coming in or not, it does feel like the approach has been different. Things have taken a turn since over the past 2-3 weeks. It genuinely does.
Yeah, I love the Holiday walk, stolen base, and then the Rutschman walk, even though the stolen base didn't even matter. But that was a good at bat, good approach, good rally right there, even if they couldn't score in the end. But it's a good start right there to at least show that you're making the adjustments, you're making the improvements. You can't rely on just Jorge Mateo to be your stealer or just Ryan O'Hearn to be your home run hitter. You have to get everybody else involved. You have to rely on the small ball. You have to get the hits. You have to get the balls.
Yeah.
I'm with you 100%. Just continue improving, doing their thing, and hopefully the wins will follow. So, B Ravens, appreciate you calling in as always, man. Glad to see you around here, and we'll talk soon. All right.
Yep. All right.
Awesome. All right.
Awesome. B Ravens, appreciate you. Next up, I guess let's end our last call of the night. We got Steven behind the scenes. Steven, what's up?
Steven, what's going on, man?
Certainly a nose victory today, thankfully. So negativity to a minimum.
I love it. I love it. Hey, you know, we'll take a win's a win. Win's a win.
Especially this
Of
one.
course. You know, we definitely have to start stacking them up at some point, but we'll take a win over the AL leading Tigers at this point.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
The MLB leading, you know? Of course it was
Really?
today.
Is that what
Of course it was against Casey Mize and not the bullpen game. It's the most Orioles way to do it.
Of course. Like, why couldn't we have done this against Tarek School? You know?
Yeah.
Let's see if
the most Orioles thing ever to do it against Mize and Scooball and not do it in the game you're supposed to win. Like, it's just like clockwork.
So, of course. So I wanted to run something by you guys. Yeah. When do we start having the Adley should only be batting from the right side conversation? Because his stats are kind of a lot better on that. Not a lot better. They're around 250 as compared to like 215 when he's batting left-handed. But when do you think, like, do they have that conversation with him like they did with Mullins? Because I remember years back, Mullins was a switch hitter until they're like, hey, nope, we only want you batting from this side. So at what point do you think they have that conversation with him, or are they more concerned about, you know, certain coaches on the staff right now and if they can try to correct him and keep him a switch hitter?
Yeah, I think they're always going to prefer that he be a switch hitter just because of the advantage it technically gives you. But, I mean, switch hitting's hard. I mean, we talked to Mark Teixeira about it, and he was like, you would go some days where he's like, because it's two different swings, he's like, if I didn't see a lefty for 4 or 5 days because of bullpens, because of, you know, how they're pitching me, whatever, he's like his right-handed swing or left-handed swing, whatever it was, he's like, it felt like he hadn't swung like that in forever in live action. So I think it brings its own challenges in. I definitely think there would be a benefit to going to just one swing. I do think that. Because, man, it takes only some of the greats can really, truly perfect switch hitting at the highest level. It feels like most guys are way better at one than the other. So I do think it is maybe a conversation that I would say they've probably already had it. You know, I think it's probably an ongoing conversation. I think they're going to elect to keep him switch hitting just solely because they love analytics, and the analytics say switch hitting's going to give you the advantage. So maybe a new regime would, but
yeah, that's where I think it'd be like they'd probably give him the rest of this season, and then like if the new regime wants to come in and have a different conversation with him about it, and like if it continues to skew this way, where it even gets more like considerably better as a right-handed hitter as opposed to a lefty, then maybe a new manager comes in and says, hey, maybe this is what we should be doing here. And then he can work on it in the offseason and kind of have that approach. Making a midseason switch like that, I mean, I probably wouldn't do that personally, but I wouldn't say it's a non-zero chance. I think I agree with you, Zach, where they'll probably keep him there. But I think there is a possibility that if it continues to go this way, because we saw it with Mullins, you know, it's been successful for us. So, you know, and every player is different, obviously, but that's kind of where I am on it.
Of course, it's more of where do you think Adley's at in his development, and do you think like switching him at this point would be more beneficial or more detrimental to the like team overall? Yeah. But then again, we'll take any you know positive development in you know a hitter's development at this point, because we just need hits, we just need runs, you know, we also need pitching, but that's an entirely different conversation.
Yeah, that's a whole different.
Golly.
Yeah, we might be on here for like 30 more minutes talking about that.
Yeah, if we had to talk about it with the pitching. That's a whole different. I
think. So, just to touch on that for just a second, do we think the pitching is more on the coaching at the major league level, or just overall as a you know, organizational thing that's happening right now? Or do you think like bringing in new coaches would kind of fix that?
I don't know if it would fix it, but I think having a new voice never hurt, especially with the way it's going right now. I think they have a lot of talented guys. I would not mind at all if they got a different voice in there just to see, you know, what happens. I also think the catching, you know, the catchers have a big impact on that. I think guys love throwing to Handley right now. And I think, you know, even little things like that can have an impact on him. But I don't know if new pitching coach would necessarily fix everything, but I do think maybe a different voice of different philosophy could have its benefits.
Because you can kind of see that with Mabry, the different approaches and stuff. Yeah. You're kind of just, okay, you can see the correlation. A new like assistant or whatever they decided to call him has come in. All of a sudden, guys are starting to be just a tad more consistent, which has not been a thing we've been able to say recently around Baltimore. But
yeah, not at all.
You know. But the only thing this organization's done with consistency is lose 100 games, but hopefully not this year. So
yeah, hopefully they can salvage a little bit.
But touching on the coaches one last time, do we trust Elias to go out and get the right new coaches, or do we think that's more like? Do we think like? What is it? The owners are going to step in at some point and be like, hey, no, here's our input. We want our input to matter just a little bit more than yours does on the coaches.
Well, Rubenstein's message has been that, he's going to leave all baseball stuff up to Elias. I don't know if that changes based off of this year, but that's been what's been portrayed so far. Again, we don't really know what's going on behind the scenes and if they have any or a little input, if, maybe that shifts. But Elias is such an interesting conversation because, again, like, I don't think he did a good job this offseason bringing the right amount of pitchers in, or at least the right amount of guys that they needed. They spent, but not in the right places.
Yeah, they spent a lot, not where they should.
Of course. And even Buster Olney went on, say, Glenn Clark Radio a few weeks back and said, I talked to Manaea, Orioles didn't talk to him. And I'm just... Well, then were we even playing in that market?
Which is disappointing that they didn't even contact. I understand he was, I think, a qualifying offer guy, but still.
Yeah, but there were still other guys.
The fact that you don't even offer
it's
just disappointing.
That's a whole to be a fly on the wall in the front offices here in Baltimore. You just kind of want to know, like, what's going on, man? What's the plan? Did you have one? Do you have one currently? Because you could be serious winners at this deadline and build toward the future. But then again, you have to trust that you get the right coaches in the future for that. So,
yeah, it is. I think that's what's going to be interesting is not knowing what they're going to do, going in, they could lose a lot of games in the second half, and then we're sitting here of what do you give Elias it? Do you give Rubenstein it? And then they fire him. You never, unfortunately, know what they're going to do if, that far down the line. It could be Rubenstein's picking 2 new people to lead the team instead of 1, so you never know.
Because we're already looking for a new manager. But the thing is, if word is already out in the industry, like Ken Rosendahl said, does Elias limit who he can go get as a manager?
Potentially.
Or I hope not.
I think, I think a manager at this point is also probably going to want some sort of, reassurance of, hey, you're our guy, even if, the GM gets fired, we're not automatically firing you. Because I think that also comes in if there is some hot seat with the GM of if a new manager could be like, hey, do I want to take over a place that could be firing the GM after this year and then I'm getting fired? So there's also that. So if I'm a new manager and the Orioles are talking to me, I'm like, hey, I do want out there that I want reassurance that I'm the guy for at least 2 years of if we underperform because of such and such, I'm not getting canned because Elias is getting canned.
Yeah, that's definitely something the owners have got to be thinking about. And I know Elias, with his comments after he fired Hyde, it's just with the names out there, they'd all want some modicum of control too with the team. It's like, hey, I want minimal interference from the GM. I just want the GM to do his job. And word around baseball is Schumacher is going to be the heir apparent in Texas. Yeah. So that leaves Flaherty and David Ross. So my bet would be David Ross, but wouldn't he just want reassurances more than just say, I'm not going to get fired if the GM does? I want to know that I'm the manager and I'm not going to have interference from the front office.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of there. I think that's another big thing is what type of manager is going to want. Do they want to be able to say who's on their roster, to have say in personnel decisions and stuff? And I don't know if Elias and them, so there could be butting heads in that.
Yeah, that I know with Flaherty, would we want to go somebody that young, somebody that inexperienced again? After just canning Hyde, or would we really want to go with the Cubs former manager?
As much as I would love Flaherty to be, for the fun of it, to be the manager, I think for what this team needs with the young core, I think old school guys going to be someone that can walk in there and just kind of command the locker immediately. I think that's what this team needs.
I agree with that, which is why I would like Schumacher a lot with how we did in Texas, or not Texas, Miami.
Yeah,
he turned that team around and had them something pretty good, But also, who was it? Kim is a GM. She did really good for that too. She would be my pick for GM if we got rid of ours. But what do I know? I'm just a passionate Orioles fan here.
I love it. And that's what we love, though. That's what we love. I love these are the scenarios we love talking about on here. So
through thick and thin, we've got to stick it out for our boys, and
that is right,
because we're all they've got. It's
yep. Oh, I love it. I love it. Well,
much
Steven,
love to Westberg coming back and doing what he did.
Yeah.
So.
He's the guy. He's the guy. But awesome, Steven. Appreciate you calling.
He's the producer, man.
He's the producer. It's all he does.
Yeah.
Awesome, Steven. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Steven. We'll talk soon. All right.
Thank you, guys.
Awesome. Right. Have a good one, Steven. Awesome. Appreciate that. Love when people call in. I love the scenarios.
That was a great wins equals great calling nights. Look at that.
We had a long calling night. That was a good one.
Yeah, that was great. That was awesome.
That was a great one. Appreciate everyone calling in. Hey, you stick around. I say it all the time. Become a member, or just hang out in the chat. There's so many incredible people gifting memberships and stuff that if you hang out here long enough, you're going to get one. An incredible community to be a part of, and we can't thank you guys enough. So awesome win, Kevin. Cheers to the Baltimore Orioles.
No, I don't have anything. Cheers.
I know. I just had this from.
Okay, put me on the spot.
You see me? I chugged this on the Ryan Ripken show after I ended my bet streak.
Oh, great! So. Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, well, I had to pick.
Oh, what was the wheel? Oh,
it's my celebratory drink of choice. Let's see.
I didn't think Champagne was gonna win. I didn't think.
I doubted them.
That was an underdog. That was underdog.
Back in the win column. Kevin, you got anything else?
That's it. Orioles win. Go hit Tarek Schoolball tomorrow, you non-expectation merchants. And
let's do it, Kevin. Let's have a time tomorrow. What if the O's mess around and win? What if they do it, Kevin? What if they do it? You're telling me the vibe will be
back in again? Maybe, probably not.
Kevin,
maybe.
This team beats Tariq Skubal, then goes and sweeps the Angels. You see how quickly we're back is flying off my Twitter. You see how quickly.
Never a doubt from me on that. I know it's coming.
But that's going to do it for today. John Harbaugh saves the Orioles season as the Orioles beat the Tigers 10-1. Vibes are back. Most complete win of the season. We'll be back tomorrow after the Orioles take on the Tigers at, I believe, 6:35 again. Hit that like and subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Just hit over 1,900 subscribers. Appreciate all of you on YouTube, over on Twitter, wherever you tune in. So we'll see you guys tomorrow for another edition of Kevin and Zach Rat. Because Harbaugh was there, Keenan Reynolds. We'll go Ravens. Random Raven. Keenan Reynolds.
Random Raven. Oh, man. Danelle Ellery.
I love that guy.
All-time goat. All-time
you know
goat.
what? I was thinking Harbaugh, and once I thought that, I was like, what's it just